It's time to take a good look at the latest ongoing developments at the fleet of planes. The Piper Arrow 3 is right now in the preparations for a release coming shortly towards the simulator. Before we begin, hello and welcome. For updates on flight simming, developments, marketplace add-ons and more, this is the place. So hit that subscribe button for future releases. Over the past few days, Just Flight reached out to us and were kind enough by letting us try the upcoming Piper Arrow. We were very excited about this add-on and we decided to take a short flight out in the region of nearby London to see how it performed and responded. Feel free to write any comments or questions, and I'd like to mention this again that this is a pre-release version that is not 100% final product. Even though it felt like one, there are a few bugs that are pending fixes, and once they are in the final stages of finalizing it, they would then decide this to make it official. This is a 4-seater turbocharged piston engine aircraft that is well known as the PA-28R, which is a single pilot low wing light aircraft. It has a retractable gear and a variable pitch with 3-blade propeller powered by a Lycoming 200 horsepower engine. The origins of the Arrow began with a Piper Cherokee, which started production in 1961. Quite a close competition with the Cessna 172, and this was the first in the Cherokee family to introduce the retractable landing gear. It's an award-winning add-on, by the way, by Just Flight, who have developed for other platforms over the years with very good success. So that's something to note. This plane has a 72 US gallon capacity and a range of 697 nautical miles with a ceiling limit of 15,000 feet. So this can be a good companion for weekend getaways. It comes with 11 paint schemes from different countries that include the US, Canada, UK, France, Switzerland, Australia and Germany. The basic airframe is constructed out of aluminum alloy and has the decals, paint jobs immaculately done for this model. The cockpit is very impressive, which particularly appears truly 3D-like with all the instruments that are precisely modeled from seat belts to screw heads. Looking at the left panel, it has all the indicators which are accurate that contain the vacuum gauge, airspeed indicator, attitude indicator that display the horizon depending on the level it is, unsafe gear warning light that works effectively and appeared a few times alerting to keep us up with speed, the altimeter, annunciator button along with the lights, the VOR or ILS indicator that's geared by the KX170B, low voltage warning light, ADF indicator, turn and back indicator, direction indicator, vertical speed and the VOR2 indicator that's geared by the KX175B function well. Looking at the left mid panel, indicators for oil pressure, oil temperature, ammeter, yoke toggle click spot, left fuel tank capacity, fuel pressure and right fuel tank respond and function as per expected. I like the scuffs and the marks under the lower left panel right under the autopilot controls. They look aged and that's striking to see some factor like that. All the instruments from the electric pitch, trim push button, manifold pressure, tachometer, landing gear level, gear position lights to the magneto selector have responded quite well. We can find the fuel tank selector on the left sidewall that also has the emergency locator transmitter, switch and not to forget a detailed storm window that shows age of use. Looking at the right panel, if you observe all the controls, they are functional from the intercom switch to the DME selector switch, the GPS, standby altimeter, heating control levers, fan control switch that show wear and tear, especially between the KN62A and the standby altimeter. It looks quite natural and that's how it's supposed to be. The usage of the instruments make it appear like decades of use, which seems very interesting, and details matter. It's certainly nice to see the level of fine points here. Not every model from any developer for that matter is this detailed, and Just Flight have tried their level best to make this aircraft look its age. The same manner, the central panel have the audio selectors, transponder, alternator switches, fuel pump switches all the way to the air control lever. Here the developer has made sure of improving cosmetic details, especially on both radios, which pilots have to use on every flight. So it looks much more used and more convincing, making it appear with years of use. I certainly like that. Most of the planes, if you observe, they are completely finished and look brand new, polished on the outside, which is totally fine once you take a look at the interiors here with all the nitty-gritty details such as scuff marks, scratches, rust here and there. While they may appear not perfect, it adds character, has a feel like someone really sat on this plane and used it quite well with many adventurous flights. This adds more reality and quite frankly makes it more enjoyable when you try an add-on like this. The seats along with the carpet below shows wear and tear. Well, not majorly, but you can see the difference when this is not a brand new aircraft, and that's the beauty of a 70s plane like the Arrow. Very clearly, this shows all the work the developer has taken into mind to present details when observed closely, and it's beautiful. They have referenced the real aircraft to show this amount of texturing and detail that outlines more originality. There's a tablet included to control various options of the aircraft and checking any flight information, benefiting the pilot on knowing the current status of the plane. Options like auto fuel tank switching that can deem useful on long distance cross-country flights, different states of the aircraft like the cold and dark, ready for takeoff and ready for start status can be seen. The GPS unit selection is included if it's a GPS 100, GNS 430 or GNS 530. Door controls which consist of passenger door, baggage door or oil inspection door are included. This tablet makes flying more comfortable with all this information in hand like fuel burn, endurance, speed and wind direction. It's a fully functional aircraft that has a comprehensive IFR avionics fit including the KMA-20 audio selector unit, KX170B COM1, KX175B COM2, KN62 DME unit that display information from NAV1 or NAV2 or its own inbuilt receiver. The yoke has a mounted flight timer clock making it easy to clock the trip. It appears to be well constructed, the instrument dials are all functional, we got a chance to try the VR version of it and we were very pleased with the quality overall. Currently the team is working on fixing the engine sounds to be more defined and the FDE. A detailed rendition of the actual aircraft which deliver flight behavior as expected, the dynamics that are realistic and accurate that perform. The sounds are authentic with a good use of autokinetic WY sound systems which include custom sounds for switches, doors, gear warnings and more. As mentioned before, the developers are working on refining the engine sounds more. Extensive research has been spent towards this model that bring the texture work to quality that is exceptional, and no wonder this has been an award-winning one. Just Flight is certainly determined to deliver an exceptional product that can convey the true core of what flying on a Piper Arrow is. I certainly hope this video gave you some clarity on how beautiful this model is. This is a game changer for the simulator and certainly something to consider to buy. As mentioned before, this is still in the pre-release version and would be released shortly, so make sure you stay tuned. And we certainly hope you liked this video. Do hit that like button if you did. This can make a difference for us. Subscribe for more updates coming along the way. We hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. So take care and stay tuned.
you.